Hi folks, and welcome to the third video in a series of videos, theological things about religion, in this case the Christian religion, and questions that I have about it, and things that I've always pondered, and questions that I think a lot of people would like answered. But before we begin, as with all my videos, I'd like to make the opening statement that this is a sensitive subject matter. Some people are not going to like it, and that's fine because you have the right not to agree. But if you don't want to be offended by this, or if you're not willing to open your mind, then you might want to click this off right now because it's going to get into some deep matter. So with that said, let us begin. Today's video is about nudity in the Bible. Now, from the original sin, when Eve took the bite of the apple in the garden, she immediately was ashamed of her nakedness, and she wove herself a loincloth of leaves and a girdle of leaves to cover her nakedness. And when God returned to the garden, he said, "Who told you to be ashamed?" Now, in modern day Christianity, the repression of sexuality is undeniable. And I've never understood the reason behind this, because sexuality is the foundation of procreation. It's the foundation of our existence. It's a survival mechanism. We can't breed if we don't have sexual instinct. So suppressing nudity, I wonder throughout history where this idea came from that the human body is dirty, that it is unclean or not to be viewed or enjoyed or partaken of. I don't believe this myself. I don't believe it. I think personally, from a male perspective, that the female body is one of the most beautiful things in the universe. That's my opinion. And I don't know where they came up with this whole principle that man, not necessarily religion or Christianity, but man has, and especially here in the Western world, in the United States of America, we are some of the most sexually debauched people in the world, and that's the truth. But yet we're also the most afraid of our bodies and the most afraid of our sexuality, and I've never understood this. I don't agree with it. Maybe I'm culturally misplaced, and I've always been a resident of the United States, so I don't know. I never adhered to this whole nudity is bad, nudity is wrong, because I don't believe that it is. Because that's saying that you should be ashamed of the body that you were born into, and I don't believe that. I also don't believe that you have to be a certain body type or, a perfect head-to-toe specimen to be beautiful, because there's other forms of beauty other than physical. And I think in this country in particular, that far too much emphasis is put on physical perfection, because look at anorexia, look at bulimia, look at some of these horrible things that models do to their bodies to maintain this image of perfection that culture has told us, or not in religion, but culture has told us that we have to look this way. I don't agree with this. But back to the original problem here. God basically said, right in the book of Genesis, that who told you to be ashamed? And I agree with that. Who told you to be ashamed? Who told you your body was unclean? Who told you that you shouldn't be proud of who you are, or that you are not beautiful? I think that is a man-made concept. And I think I'm not saying that nudity should be, I don't think pornography and these things should be openly, distributed to children and openly. But, once again, on the adverse of that, you have to look at the fine line between education and overprotection. Because I've always believed that an informed population is an intelligent population. And I think a lot of these subjects, by hiding them from people or making them taboo to discuss, is really suppressing knowledge. It's really suppressing education. And I don't understand. I really don't understand this. I think that when I went to school, we went through sex education in about the 4th grade. And, I kind of agree with that. I don't think, a child younger than that doesn't necessarily need to be exposed to it, and isn't going to understand it very well. But it's one of those things that with a lot of taboo subjects, when you do not approach them, or you do not discuss them, or you do not teach your children these things, they're going to wonder, and they're going to find out about it from somewhere else, and they're going to explore it for themselves. and the sources of their information will either be someone that may not be a good person to be learning from, or it will be through experimentation, which can lead to a lot of other bad things. So with that said, the original question in this video is, who told you to be ashamed of your body? Who told, specifically the Christian religion, who told you that it's wrong to be nude? Who told you that your body is unclean or not to be shared? So, if you have any intelligent input on this matter, leave your comments down below, leave me a video response, and I will try to address them as I can. And I am really looking to learn, as with all my videos, the answer to these questions. So with that said, I encourage free thinking, and I hope this has stimulated some free thought and given you a little bit of perspective. Thank you.